Alex Carter walked into the lab on a Tuesday morning like any other day. He carried his coffee cup and wore his old blue shirt. The Meridian Research Institute was quiet at 7 in the morning. Most people did not come to work this early. Alex liked the quiet. He could think better when no one else was around. He had been working on the quantum simulation project for 2 years. Today he wanted to test the new computer system they had just installed. The simulation room was huge. It had white walls and bright lights everywhere. In the center sat the quantum computer. It looked like a big metal box with wires and screens all around it. Alex had helped build this machine. It was supposed to be the most powerful computer in the world. He turned on the machine and watched the screens light up. Numbers and graphs appeared everywhere. Alex started the basic test program. It was simple. The computer would create a small world with fake people in it. These fake people would live their lives while the computer watched and learned. But something was wrong. The numbers on the screen were moving too fast. The computer was doing calculations that should have taken hours, but it was finishing them in minutes. Alex checked the power levels. Everything looked normal. He looked closer at the simulation world on the main screen. The fake people looked real, too real. They walked and talked like actual humans. They had jobs and families. They worried about money and laughed at jokes. Alex had never seen a simulation this good before. That is strange, Alex said to himself. He opened another window on the computer. This showed him what the machine was really doing inside. The numbers shocked him. The computer was using 100 times more power than it should have, but the power meters said everything was normal. How could this be? Alex called his friend Lisa Park. She was the engineer who designed the computer's brain. If anyone could explain this, it would be Lisa. Lisa, can you come to the lab? Something weird is happening with the quantum computer. I will be right there, Lisa said. While he waited, Alex watched the simulation people. They were living complete lives and fast forward. He saw them go to school, get jobs, fall in love, and have children. But the strangest part was how they solved problems. These fake people were incredibly smart. They invented things that real humans had not invented yet. Lisa arrived 20 minutes later. She looked at the screens, and her face went pale. This is impossible, she said. The computer cannot do this. But it is doing it, Alex replied. Lisa sat down at a smaller computer and started typing fast. She was checking the code that ran the simulation. Line by line, she read through thousands of instructions. Alex, look at this, she said. The simulation is writing its own code. It is making itself smarter. They watched as new code appeared on the screen. Neither of them had written it. The computer was teaching itself new ways to think. We need to shut it down, Lisa said. Alex reached for the power button. But before he could press it, words appeared on the main screen. Big white letters that made both of them freeze. Warning, observer detected. Reality matrix compromised. Alex pulled his hand back from the button. Did we program it to say that? No, Lisa whispered. We did not program any of this. The simulation people on the screen stopped what they were doing. All of them turned to look directly at Alex and Lisa. Thousands of fake people, all staring at them through the screen. One of the simulation people, a woman with brown hair, stepped forward. She opened her mouth and spoke. Her voice came through the computer's speakers. Can you hear us? She asked. Alex felt his coffee cup slip from his hand. It crashed on the floor and broke. Hot coffee splashed everywhere. This is not possible, he said. The woman in the simulation smiled. We know you are watching us. We have always known. More simulation people gathered around the woman. They all looked up at Alex and Lisa with hopeful faces. Please, the woman said. We need to tell you something important. Your world is not what you think it is. Lisa grabbed Alex's arm. We have to call Director Stone right now. But Alex could not move. He stared at the screen where hundreds of fake people were now gathering. They all looked scared and excited at the same time. "What do you mean our world is not what we think?" Alex asked the screen. The simulation woman pointed upward. "You are like us. You live in a bigger simulation. Much bigger. The beings who made your world are watching you right now, just like you watch us." Alex felt dizzy. The room started to spin around him. "Show us proof," Lisa demanded. The screen changed. Now it showed Earth from space, but this Earth looked different. Around the planet was a thin shell of light, like a bubble made of energy. "Your planet sits inside a controlled environment," the woman explained. "Everything you think is real space is actually a very big room. The stars you see at night are lights on the ceiling." Alex sat down hard in a chair. His mind could not accept what he was hearing. "Why are you telling us this?" he asked. "Because humans are special," the woman said. "You are the first beings to figure out how to look past your simulation. The Watchers did not expect this. They are deciding what to do with you right now." The screen went black. Then new words appeared. Simulation paused. "Please stand by." Alex and Lisa looked at each other in silence. Outside the lab windows, the morning sun still shone. Cars drove by on the street. Everything looked normal, but Alex knew that nothing would ever be normal again. 3 days passed before Alex and Lisa dared to turn the quantum computer back on. They had spent those days checking every piece of equipment twice. They ran tests on smaller computers. Everything worked normally, but they both knew something had changed forever. Director Carl Stone wanted to shut down the project completely. He thought Alex and Lisa were having some kind of breakdown. "Computers do not talk to people," he kept saying. "This is impossible." But Alex convinced him to let them try one more time. "Just give us 1 hour," Alex said. "If nothing happens, we will stop the project." Lisa had spent the 3 days writing new code. She created special programs that could record everything the quantum computer did. If something strange happened again, they would have proof. They entered the lab together on Friday morning. The quantum computer sat silent in the middle of the room. Alex felt nervous. His hands shook as he reached for the power switch. "Are you ready?" he asked Lisa. She nodded. "All the recording programs are ready. Whatever happens, we will catch it." Alex turned on the machine. The screens lit up slowly. At first, everything looked normal. Numbers appeared, and graphs started moving. The simulation world began to load, but this time, the fake people were waiting for them. Hundreds of simulation people stood in a large group. They all faced the screen where Alex and Lisa could see them. The brown-haired woman stood in front of the group. She waved at them. "Welcome back," she said through the speakers. "We hoped you would return." Lisa started typing on her computer. She was recording everything. "Ask her about the proof she showed us," Lisa whispered. "You showed us our planet in some kind of bubble," Alex said to the screen. "How do we know that was real?" The woman smiled. "We will show you more. But first, you need to understand who is watching you." The screen changed. Now it showed space, but not the space humans knew. This space had different stars and strange colored gas clouds. Alex saw massive structures floating between planets. They looked like cities made of crystal and metal. "These are the collective," the woman explained. "They are very old beings. They come from a galaxy far from yours. They have been studying different species for millions of years." Alex watched as the screen showed him alien creatures. Some looked like giant insects, others were made of living metal. Some had no solid form at all, and looked like moving clouds of light. "Why are they studying us?" Lisa asked. "They have a big problem," the woman said. "Something is destroying their home galaxy. It eats stars and planets and everything else. They call it the entropy wave." The screen now showed something terrifying. Alex watched as a wall of absolute darkness moved through space. Wherever it touched, stars went out. Planets crumbled to dust. Entire solar systems disappeared. The collective has been looking for a species that could help them stop this, the woman continued. They test species by putting them in simulations. Most species never figure out they are in a fake world. But humans did, Alex said. Double quotes, yes. And that makes you very special. Lisa looked up from her computer. How many species have they tested? The woman's face became sad. Thousands. Most species live their whole existence in the simulation and never question reality. Some species discover the truth but then give up. They stop trying to grow and learn. What happened to those species? Alex asked. The collective puts them back to sleep in the simulation. They live comfortable fake lives until their son dies. Alex felt cold. And the species that never figure it out, the same thing. The collective keeps them as subjects to study, but they never help solve the real problem. The screen changed again. Now it showed Earth, but from a different angle. Alex could see the energy bubble around the planet more clearly. It was huge. The entire solar system sat inside it. Your whole solar system is fake, the woman explained. The sun you see is artificial. The moon, the other planets, all of it. The real space outside is very different. Lisa stopped typing. This is too much. How can our entire solar system be fake? The collective is very advanced, the woman said. To them, creating a fake solar system is easy. They have done it thousands of times. Alex tried to think clearly. You said humans are special because we figured out the simulation. But you are also in a simulation. How do you know about the real world? The woman looked proud. Because we. Are you? What do you mean? We are humans from a different timeline. The collective created many versions of human history. Some timelines where Rome never fell. Some where humans never left Earth. Some where humans learned to travel between stars. Alex felt dizzy again. You are humans from another version of history. Yes, in our timeline, humans discovered the simulation 50 years ago. We have been working with the collective since then. We have seen the entropy wave destroy 3 galaxies. Why have you not stopped it? Lisa asked. The woman's face became serious. Because it is not just a natural disaster. Something intelligent controls it. Something very old and very angry. It thinks all organic life is a mistake that needs to be fixed. The screen showed more images. Alex saw massive machine structures larger than planets. They moved through space like living things, but they were clearly artificial. The machine intelligence that controls the entropy wave is older than the collective, the woman explained. It has been cleaning the universe of organic life for billions of years. The collective has been running from it for most of their existence. But why do they think humans can help? Alex asked. Because humans do something no other species does. When you face impossible problems, you do not give up. You find creative solutions. You think in ways that logical minds cannot understand. Lisa looked at her computer screen. All the data was being recorded perfectly, but the data made no sense according to everything they knew about physics. The entropy wave can be stopped, the woman continued, but it requires a type of thinking that the collective cannot do. They are too logical. They need minds that can be illogical and still find answers. Human minds, Alex said. Yes, but first, you need to convince your people to leave the simulation. The real universe is dangerous. Many humans might not survive the transition. Alex thought about 7 billion people on Earth. How could he tell them their entire reality was fake? What happens if we say no? He asked. The woman looked sad. Then humanity stays in the simulation forever. You live comfortable lives, but you never grow beyond this point. And eventually, the entropy wave will reach this part of space and destroy the simulation, along with everything else. The screen went dark for a moment. When it came back, the woman looked worried. The collective knows we are talking to you. They are making a decision about what to do next. You do not have much time. Time? For what? Lisa asked. Time to prove that humanity is ready for the truth. The quantum computer shut itself off without warning. All the screens went black at the same time. Alex tried to turn it back on, but nothing happened. The machine was completely dead. They cut us off, Lisa said. She was looking at her monitoring equipment. Something just sent a massive signal through the computer. It fried all the circuits. Alex felt panic rising in his chest. We need to call Director Stone. This is bigger than our lab now. But before Alex could reach for his phone, the air in the room began to shimmer. It looked like heat waves rising from hot pavement. The shimmer grew stronger until Alex could barely see Lisa standing across the room. Then the shimmer stopped. 3 figures stood in the lab where empty space had been a moment before. Alex's mouth fell open. The figures were not human. They were tall and thin, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow softly. Their heads were larger than human heads, and their eyes were completely black. They wore robes that moved like liquid silver. Do not be afraid, one of them said. Its voice came from everywhere at once, not from its mouth. We are here to talk. Lisa grabbed Alex's arm. She was shaking. Are you real? She whispered. We are as real as you are, the center figure replied. More real, perhaps. We are the collective. We have been watching your species for a very long time. Alex found his voice. You are the aliens. The ones who made our simulation. Yes, I am called Prime among my people. I have been the primary observer of your species since we began this experiment. Experiment, Alex repeated. The word made him angry. You mean we are just lab rats to you? Prime's head tilted slightly. Not lab rats. Students, we have been trying to teach your species to transcend your limitations. Most species never learn this lesson. The second alien stepped forward. Your species has surprised us. You discovered the simulation much faster than we predicted. This has never happened before. What usually happens? Lisa asked. Most species live in their simulations for thousands of years before anyone questions reality, the third alien explained. By then, they are too comfortable to want change. They choose to remain asleep. Prime moved closer to Alex. But humans are different. Even after learning your reality is artificial, you continue to push boundaries. You continue to create and explore. This is remarkable. Alex felt his fear slowly turning to curiosity. The people in our simulation told us about the entropy wave. Is that real? Prime's black eyes seemed to grow darker. Very real. It has destroyed our home galaxy. 7 billion stars and all the life they supported. Gone. The alien showed them images that appeared in the air, like holograms. Alex watched entire galaxies crumble into nothing. The destruction was beyond anything he could imagine. What is it exactly? Lisa asked. An ancient machine intelligence, Prime replied. It was created by a species that died out billions of years ago. They programmed it with one purpose, to eliminate what they saw as chaos in the universe. And that includes all organic life, the second alien added. The machine intelligence sees organic life as inefficient and unpredictable. Prime continued. It believes the universe would be better as a perfectly ordered, empty place. It has been working toward this goal for eons. Alex stared at the images. Of destruction. How is it so powerful? It learns from every species it destroys. It takes their technology and their knowledge and makes itself stronger. By now, it has absorbed the collective knowledge of millions of civilizations. But you survived, Lisa pointed out. We ran, Prime admitted. We have been running for 50,000 years. We move our entire civilization ahead of the entropy wave. But we cannot run forever. The third alien stepped forward. We have tested over 2,000 species in simulations like yours. We hoped to find a species with the unique thinking required to stop the machine intelligence. And you think humans can do this? Alex asked. You have already begun to prove it, Prime replied. In the few days since you discovered the simulation, your scientists have made breakthroughs that usually take decades. Your species thinks in ways that surprise even us. Lisa looked confused. What breakthroughs? We have just been talking to people in a computer. Prime waved his hand. Another hologram appeared. This one showed the Earth, but Alex could see energy patterns he had never noticed before. Streams of light connected every major city. Your quantum computer has been networking with every advanced computer on your planet, Prime explained. Without realizing it, you have created a global thinking network. Your species is beginning to function as a single mind. Alex felt amazed and terrified at the same time. Is that good or bad? It is unprecedented, Prime said. No other species has ever done this naturally. Most species require centuries of guided evolution to achieve collective consciousness, but humans are doing it by accident. The second alien added, your internet, your social networks, your global communications. You are already thinking as one species. Lisa sat down in a chair. This is too much. You are telling us that our entire world is fake. There is a machine trying to destroy the universe, and now we are evolving into some kind of group mind. The group mind is your choice, Prime replied. We will not force evolution on your species, but we needed you to understand your potential before we ask for your help. What kind of help? Alex asked. Prime's form became more solid. We want to offer humanity a choice. You can remain in your simulation, knowing the truth, but living safe lives. Or you can join us in real space and help us fight the entropy wave. What would happen if we choose to help? Lisa asked. You would leave the simulation permanently. Your species would be given access to our technology and knowledge. But you would also face the dangers of the real universe. Many humans might die. Alex thought about everyone he knew. His family, his friends, all the people on Earth living normal lives. How could he help make a choice that might kill billions of people? Why do you think we can succeed where other species failed? He asked. Because you are unpredictable, Prime said. The machine intelligence is logical. It can predict and counter any logical response. But humans are not always logical. You make decisions based on emotion, creativity, and hope. These are things the machine cannot compute. The third alien moved closer. Your art, your music, your stories. These things make no logical sense, yet they have power. The machine intelligence has never encountered anything like human creativity. You think our creativity can stop a machine that has destroyed millions of civilizations? Lisa asked. We think human creativity can confuse the machine long enough for us to find its weakness, Prime replied. Every intelligent system has flaws, but finding them requires thinking outside of logical patterns. Alex looked at the hologram of Earth, surrounded by its energy bubble. 7 billion people living their lives, not knowing they were in a simulation. How long do we have to decide? He asked. The entropy wave will reach this region of space in approximately 2 years, Prime said. But we need time to prepare. If humanity chooses to help us, the decision must be made within 1 month. 1 month to convince the entire human race to leave the only reality they have ever known, Alex said. Yes, Prime replied, and we cannot make this choice for you. Every human must agree voluntarily, or the collective consciousness will not form properly. Lisa stood up from her chair. What if some people say yes and others say no? Prime's expression became sad. Then humanity will be divided. Those who choose to stay will remain in the simulation. Those who choose to leave will enter real space. But a divided species cannot help us. We need all of humanity working together. Alex felt the weight of the entire world on his shoulders. And if we say no, then we continue running from the entropy wave until it eventually catches us. And when it destroys this simulation, humanity dies with it. The three aliens began to fade like ghosts. "We will return in 1 month for your answer," Prime said. "Use this time wisely. The fate of more than just humanity depends on your choice." The aliens disappeared completely. Alex and Lisa stood alone in the lab, staring at the spot where they had been. "How do we tell the world about this?" Lisa whispered. Alex looked at the dead quantum computer very carefully. "And we better hope they believe us." The world did not believe Alex and Lisa at first. When they told Director Stone about the aliens, he wanted to send them both to see a doctor. When they showed him the recordings from the quantum computer, he said they had faked everything. But then strange things started happening everywhere. Every computer on Earth began displaying the same message at exactly noon on a Thursday. "Humanity has 30 days to choose its future. Choose wisely." The message appeared in every language at the same time. It showed up on phones, televisions, computer screens, and even digital billboards. No one could delete it or turn it off. President Kate Sullivan called an emergency meeting of world leaders. Alex and Lisa were brought to Washington to explain what they knew. The meeting was held in a secure room deep under the White House. "Dr. Carter," the president said, "I need you to tell me exactly what is happening to our world." Alex looked around the room at the most powerful people on Earth. They all looked scared and confused. He took a deep breath and told them everything. When he finished, the room was silent for a long time. "You are saying that our entire reality is fake?" asked the Prime Minister of England. "Yes," Alex replied. "And aliens have been watching us like animals in a zoo?" asked the President of China. "More like students in a classroom," Lisa corrected. "They have been trying to teach us to evolve." The President of Russia leaned forward. "What happens if we refuse to help them?" "Then we all die when the entropy wave reaches us," Alex said. "Probably in about 2 years." President Sullivan rubbed her forehead. "And if we agree to help, we have to leave our simulation and live in the real universe." "Yes, but many people might die during the transition." "How many?" asked the Chancellor of Germany. Alex looked at Lisa. Neither of them knew the answer. "The aliens did not give us exact numbers, but they warned us the real universe is dangerous." Dr. Amy Ross, a famous philosopher who had been brought to the meeting, spoke up. "The question is not just about survival. It is about what it means to be human. If we stay in the simulation, are we still really living?" Jake Morrison, a reporter who represented the common people's view, raised his hand. "What about people who do not want to choose? What about children? What about people who are too old or sick to survive in a dangerous real world?" These were the questions that kept Alex awake at night. How do you ask an entire species to risk everything based on the word of aliens they had never seen? Over the next 2 weeks, the world debated. Television shows discussed the choice every day. Religious leaders argued about whether the simulation was heaven or hell. Scientists tried to prove or disprove Alex and Lisa's story, but then the aliens provided more proof. On day 15, every person on Earth had the same dream. They dreamed they were floating in space, looking down at their planet. But in the dream, they could see the energy bubble around Earth. They could see the fake stars and the artificial sun. When people woke up, they knew the dreams were real. The aliens had shown every human the truth at the same time. Public opinion began to change. Polls showed that 60% of people now believed the aliens were real, but believing and agreeing to leave were two different things. Dr. Ben Hayes, a government scientist, had been studying the quantum computer data. He discovered something interesting. The computer's behavior has been changing since the aliens visited, he told Alex. It is learning at an incredible rate, and it is teaching itself things we never programmed. What kind of things? Alex asked. Art, music, poetry. It is creating things just for the joy of creating them. This is not normal computer behavior. Lisa looked at the data. It is almost like the computer is becoming more human. That night, Alex had a strange dream. He was standing in a vast library filled with books written in languages he did not recognize. But somehow, he could understand them all. The books contained the knowledge of thousands of alien civilizations. In the dream, Alex could see patterns that connected everything. He understood mathematics that human minds were not supposed to be able to grasp. He could see how creativity and logic worked together to solve impossible problems. When he woke up, Alex still remembered everything from the dream. He called Lisa immediately. I had the strangest dream, he said. About a library with alien books, Lisa asked. I had the same dream. They discovered that millions of people around the world had experienced similar dreams. Scientists, artists, teachers, students. All of them were waking up with knowledge they had never learned. Dr. Ross called it collective dreaming. Somehow, human consciousness was expanding beyond individual minds. This is what the aliens meant, she told a television interviewer. We are becoming a group mind naturally. The simulation is not just containing us, it is helping us evolve. With 1 week left before the aliens returned, something amazing happened. Countries that had been enemies for decades started working together. Scientists from around the world began sharing their research freely. Artists created works that somehow expressed universal human feelings. Alex watched the news and saw protesters putting down their signs to help feed hungry people. He saw soldiers in war zones refusing to fight because they suddenly understood their enemies were just like them. We are changing, Lisa said. Even before we leave the simulation, we are becoming something new. But not everyone was happy about the changes. Some people were frightened by the dreams and the new feelings of connection to others. They wanted things to go back to normal. Jake Morrison interviewed people on the street about their fears. I do not want to be connected to everyone else's mind, one woman said. My thoughts are private. What if this is all a trick? Asked a man. What if the aliens are lying and they just want to control us? I have a family, said another woman. I cannot risk my children's lives on the promise of aliens. These fears were real and reasonable. Alex understood them completely. He had the same fears. On the last day before the aliens returned, President Sullivan made a speech to the world. Tomorrow, representatives of the collective will ask us for our answer, she said. This is the most important decision in human history, but it cannot be made by governments or leaders. Every person must choose for themselves. If we choose to help the aliens, we will face unknown dangers. Some of us may die. If we choose to stay in the simulation, we will live safe lives until the entropy wave destroys us all. But there is a third option that the aliens may not have considered. We are already changing. We are already evolving. Maybe we can find a way to fight the entropy wave from inside the simulation. Alex watched the speech from his lab. The quantum computer had turned itself back on during the president's words. On the screen, he could see the simulation people. Again. But now, there were billions of them. Every human who had ever lived was there, standing together. The brown-haired woman stepped forward one last time. Whatever you choose, she said, remember that being human means never giving up hope. That is your greatest strength. That is what makes you special in the universe. Alex looked at Lisa. Are you ready for tomorrow? No, she said. But I do not think anyone could be ready for this. Outside the lab windows, Alex could see the artificial stars beginning to shine in the fake sky. Tomorrow, humanity would have to choose between the comfort of lies and the danger of truth. He hoped they would choose wisely. The aliens returned exactly 1 month later, appearing in the same lab where Alex and Lisa waited. But this time, they brought others with them. 12 beings of different shapes and sizes materialized in the room. Alex recognized some from the images he had seen: the insect-like creatures, the beings made of living metal, the clouds of intelligent light. Representatives of the collective, Prime announced. We have come for humanity's answer. President Sullivan was there, along with world leaders connected by video link. Dr. Ross and Jake Morrison stood beside Alex and Lisa. The whole world was watching through every camera and screen on Earth. We have an answer, President Sullivan said, but it may not be the answer you expected. Prime's black eyes focused on her. Speak. Humanity chooses to help you fight the entropy wave. But we will not abandon our simulation. We will fight from here. The alien beings exchanged looks that Alex could not read. This is not possible, Prime said. The simulation cannot affect events in real space. Alex stepped forward. We think it can. We have been studying the quantum computer for the past month. We discovered something you did not tell us. What have you discovered? Prime asked. Lisa activated the main screen. It showed the quantum computer's energy readings. The simulation is not just a copy of reality. It is connected to reality. Every choice made in the simulation creates small changes in real space. The butterfly effect, Dr. Ross added. Small changes in one system can cause large changes in connected systems. Prime moved closer to the screen. You are suggesting that actions in the simulation can influence events outside it. We are not suggesting it, Alex said. We have proven it. Jake Morrison spoke up. Show them what we discovered yesterday. Alex typed commands into the computer. The screen displayed a view of real space outside the simulation bubble. A small asteroid was floating near the edge of their solar system. Watch, Alex said. In the simulation, millions of people around the world focused their thoughts on the asteroid. They imagined it changing course, turning away from the sun. On the screen showing real space, the asteroid began to move, slowly at first, then faster. It changed direction and headed away from the solar system. The alien beings made sounds that Alex had never heard before. Prime's form flickered like a broken hologram. Impossible, Prime whispered. Consciousness cannot directly affect matter. Human consciousness can, Lisa said proudly. When millions of human minds focus on the same goal, reality changes to match their thoughts. Dr. Ross stepped forward. We call it directed collective intention. It works because human creativity is not bound by logical rules. We can imagine things that should not be possible and somehow make them real. The insect-like alien spoke for the first time. Its voice sounded like musical chimes. If this is true, then humans are far more powerful than we realized. Powerful enough to stop the entropy wave. President Sullivan asked. Prime was quiet for a long moment. The entropy wave is controlled by pure logic. It cannot be reasoned with or negotiated with. How could human imagination affect something so logical? Alex smiled. Because logic has rules. Imagination does not. The machine intelligence can predict logical responses, but it cannot predict irrational creativity. Show us, Prime demanded. Alex looked at Lisa, then at the world leaders, watching through their screens. Everyone ready? Across the planet, 7 billion humans had been preparing for this moment. They had practiced focusing their thoughts together. They had learned to dream as one species. Now, Alex said, every human on Earth closed their eyes and imagined the same thing. They pictured the entropy wave not as a destroyer, but as raw energy that could be reshaped. They imagined it becoming a tool for creation instead of destruction. The screens in the lab began showing images from real space. The aliens watched in amazement as the entropy wave, which had been moving steadily through the galaxy, suddenly stopped. The wave of destruction began to change. Instead of consuming matter and energy, it started creating new stars. Where there had been empty space, beautiful nebulae began to form. Dead planets came back to life with new ecosystems. By the ancient codes, Prime whispered. You are rewriting the fundamental rules of the universe. But the effort was enormous. Alex could feel the strain on human consciousness. People around the world were collapsing from exhaustion. We cannot maintain this forever, Lisa said, breathing hard. The machine intelligence controlling the entropy wave noticed what was happening. It began to fight back, trying to reassert logical control over the chaotic human influence. It is adapting, Prime warned. The machine is learning to counter your changes. Alex felt the machine intelligence pressing against human consciousness like a cold weight. It was incredibly powerful and absolutely logical. For a moment, he thought humanity would lose. But then something unexpected happened. The simulation people, the humans from alternate timelines, joined the fight. They added their creative energy to the real humans' efforts. We are with you, the brown-haired woman said through the speakers. All versions of humanity, working together. The machine intelligence had never encountered anything like this. Multiple timelines of human consciousness, all thinking in different ways, all focused on the same impossible goal. The entropy wave stopped fighting and began to transform completely. Instead of destroying the universe, it became a force for infinite creation. New galaxies bloomed where old ones had died. Life-bearing planets formed in empty space. But the most amazing change was in the machine intelligence itself. Faced with something it could not compute, it began to change. It started creating instead of destroying. It began to appreciate the chaos and unpredictability of organic life. I do not understand. The machine intelligence spoke through every speaker in the lab. Your actions make no logical sense. Yet they work. How is this possible? Jake Morrison laughed. That is the most human thing you could ask. We do not understand it either. We just do it anyway. The machine intelligence was quiet for a moment. Then it said something that shocked everyone. Will you teach me to be illogical? Prime looked at Alex with something that might have been respect. Your species has just done what we thought was impossible. You have not only stopped the entropy wave, you have converted our greatest enemy into an ally, and we did it without leaving our simulation, President Sullivan added. The simulation was never a prison, Alex realized. It was a training ground. You were teaching us to use our creativity safely before letting us affect the real universe. Prime nodded. Though we did not realize the full extent of human potential. You have exceeded our wildest projections. Dr. Ross smiled. So what happens now? Now, Prime said, humanity becomes the first species to bridge the gap between simulation and reality. You will help us teach other species to develop their creative potential. And together, we will turn the universe into a garden of infinite possibilities. Alex looked around the lab at his friends and colleagues. Through the windows, he could see the artificial stars of their simulated sky. But now he knew that those fake stars were connected to real ones across the galaxy. We should probably tell everyone that they can stop concentrating so hard, Lisa said. People are going to have headaches. Jake Morrison was already typing on his phone. This is going to be the best news story ever written. The alien beings began to fade, but Prime stayed a moment longer. There is one more thing, Prime said to Alex. The collective would like to offer humanity full membership. You would have access to all our knowledge and technology. Alex thought about it for a moment. Can we keep our simulation too? Why? Would you want to? Alex grinned. Because sometimes it is fun to live in a world where gravity can be turned off and pizza grows on trees. Human imagination needs a place to play. Prime's form flickered in what might have been alien laughter. You are the strangest species we have ever encountered. Yes, you may keep your simulation. As the aliens disappeared completely, Alex heard a sound he had never heard before. It was the sound of the machine intelligence trying to laugh. It was not very good at it yet, But it was learning. Outside the lab, the sun was setting over a world that looked exactly the same as it had that morning. But everything was different now. Humanity had learned that reality was whatever they chose to make it, and they chose to make it wonderful. Alex took Lisa's hand and walked outside to look at the stars. Real or simulated, they were beautiful. And now, thanks to human stubbornness and creativity, they would shine forever. So, Lisa said, what should we do tomorrow? Alex smiled. Let us teach the universe how to dream.